What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We got some training here. The old butt gold. I know you guys are ready for the corny jokes, and we're going to be covering something that a lot of you guys are interested in, the unfair sales advantage, and literally writing the best copy of your life. And I know a lot of you people have told me, hey, I'm not a great writer, I don't enjoy writing, or writing's not my thing. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to write a single word, because all we're going to do is copy and paste the words of your ideal clients. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me. Just a memory of your face. Some Phil Collins for you. Well, we got the old butt gold. Okay, so let's get into how to do this. And this is really just going to be the old 3 simple steps. And a lot of times when I show you guys the simple stuff, there's a part of our mind that thinks can't be that easy. It is that easy, so let's not make it harder. So I'll tell you, this starts from the simple thing is we want to look at our potential ideal clients, and we want to know the hardest or the worst thing about being in their business. Then we're going to go listen. I'm going to put this as the step as listen. And what we're going to do is pay extra close attention to things and answers to this question, what's the hardest or worst thing about you, that get upvoted to oblivion. Meaning a lot of people agree with that sentiment. And then I'm going to show you 4 places to find this information already, because your ideal prospects are having these conversations. You do not need to reinvent the wheel and go and figure it out. You just need to know it's already there and go listen in. And as long as you can do the old copy and paste action. So I'm going to give you a real example of this. I'm going to show you this in my market here. And by the way, you don't always find this on the first search. But I've done this before, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of it. It might take you like 10, 15 minutes to do this. So what you want to do is type in site : and then we're going to put in one of these 4 or 2 sites here. These are the 2 I start with, Reddit and Quora. And then I'm going to show you how to do this in Amazon and Facebook groups in a second. But it's all the same basic thing. So I know from having done this that I got a lot of good answers on Quora. And I'm just going to search hardest part of being a lawyer. What is the hardest part of being a lawyer? What is the hardest part of the process to become a lawyer? That's somebody who's trying to be a lawyer but isn't yet. How hard is it to become the part? How hard is it to find a lawyer? Worst and best things about being a lawyer. Hardest thing about being a young lawyer. I wouldn't pick this one necessarily because young lawyers means beginners, usually means they ain't got no money. What is the hardest and the most rewarding thing? How hard does a typical lawyer work? What is the saddest truth of being a lawyer? Again, all of these could be potential gold mines. I just want to show you one that I use. Now, here's an answer, okay? I don't even know what this means. But this one has 152 upvotes. Do you think a lot of lawyers agree with his answer? And the answer is most likely. Now, when I first did this search, I'm just going to do a little search here. That answer wasn't there, but this one was, and it was from a guy named Cliff. And I'm going to just show you here. Cliff got 68 upvotes, and at the time, that was the most upvoted answer when I first did this research. I'm going to read you what he says, just the beginning part of it. Unfortunately, the hardest part of being a lawyer by far are the clients, not the good clients who have reasonable expectations and who listen to your advice and take it as the learned analysis of a professional. No, I mean the clients who are in this on principle or think they know the law better than you or who just want to make them hurt. Okay? I'm not going to read you the whole answer because I don't think you necessarily need this. But we're going to click the old copy, and sometimes I'm just weird this way. I hate all the formatting, so I copy and paste it into Notepad and then copy and paste Notepad. So here's some pretty amazing copy. And if you, by the way, want to know how to use this, I actually have a webinar that did 50 grand a month, and I also had a speech I did in person for lawyers. And if you actually listen to those, which I don't recommend unless you're in that market, but you will hear me say, hey, how many of you feel like the hardest part of being a lawyer by far are the clients, not the good clients who have reasonable expectations and who listen to your advice and take it as the learned analysis of a professional? No, I mean the clients who are in this on principle or think they know the law better than you or who just want to make them hurt. And you know what happens when you say that? Every hand in the room goes up. But how did I know that? I'll tell you how I knew that. Because Cliff said it, and 70 other lawyers, almost 68 of them, agreed with him. So it's already been upvoted into oblivion, and I'm sure I could find the same with this answer right here, the guy who got 135. There's a couple of good ones, actually. Like just straight gold, all these lawyers. There's a 57 upvote. Again, we have this one right here, 152. Here's the thing about being a trial lawyer. When you're in school, you can attend every class. You can participate. Okay, this is about school. Sorry, I just don't feel like reading this long answer, but I guarantee you there's gold in it. I'm just looking for something short and concise to make the point. This one's really, really long. But all of these, by the way, you can take bits and pieces of them. And I spent a fair amount of time. Here's a short one. I spent a fair amount of time pondering this question. Being a lawyer can be great at times, but there are a lot of hard things about it. It starts with law school. I'm skipping the law school part because that's not necessarily all that important. Once you get the hang of it, then the combat can be hard. You lose sometimes when you should win, and that's hard, right? I would have thought about that. You lose sometimes when you should win. Navigating politics, it's hard. I was up for partner. This is something you learn, by the way, just by reading this, all while trying to crank 2,000 billable hours. I didn't know most lawyers have to bill 2,000 hours, but when you do this research, you find this out. So you learn things like this. So here's an interesting thing. Like, how would you actually use this if you were in this market? And I'll show you a couple other ones. Unfortunately, the hardest part about being a lawyer by far are the clients. Well, we're going to say in our offer, in our making, what we do is help you get the good clients who have reasonable expectations and listen to your advice and take it as the learned analysis of a professional, and create messaging that intentionally repels clients who are in this on principle or think they know the law better and you just want to make them hurt. Because if you just tell a lawyer, I'm going to get you more clients, and they hate half their clients, well, that doesn't sound very good to them. So you got to like really specify when you know this. So I'm going to show you another example. We're going to do this. We're going to do this with Reddit. And I've kind of like cheated a little bit on this one. We're going to do the hardest part about being a dentist. And by the way, some of these turn out to be duds and some of these turn out to be great. So this one had 12 upvotes. I'm looking for the stuff that got a lot of upvotes. So 12 isn't bad, and you may be able to use this, but I would look for something even more upvoted than that. Worst thing about being a lawyer, again, this one just has one upvote, so I'm gonna listen to those. What is the saddest part about being a lawyer? And then here, 88. Right? This is the stuff you want to pay extra close attention to. It's not the lawyers. You have to expect they will fight tooth and nail. They will make your job. It's not that everybody lies. And again, all kinds of great stuff in here. It's not the long hours. See, you learn your clients are working long hours, right? All of this stuff, if I'm trying to come up with great hours, hey, I know it's not the long hours. It's indoor work, no heavy lifting. It's air conditioned. You have staff. Get over the fact that some cases take long hours and much effort. You volunteered for this. It's your profession. Again, those are all great stuff. If I wanted to copy and paste that, that would work. It's not just the long hours. Okay, but let's do this of dentists. What's the hardest part about being, we're going to skip the ones that are about school. Is being a dentist that really hard? What's the hardest part about, be honest, is it worth becoming a dentist today? Being a dentist is slowly killing me. What's your job as a dentist really like? Is being a dentist stressful? You think you're going to get some great answers? Let's just check it out here. So here we go. Again, we're looking. There you go. Patients think we have zero overhead cost. You want to find something that you're going to say meaningful to a dentist? Again, already upvoted 100 times, so you know it's going to work. Here's a funny one. I've read this before. When you're doing a subgingival, filling on number 18 and a hefty elderly patient on a blood thinner, he can't seat back all the way because of neck and back issues, has a tongue and gag reflex. You recommend doing a crown, but he's like, I got no money and I'm about to die soon. Just fill it in. So you have to pick your handpiece. You barely touch it with your instruments. The blood starts gushing out. You try to keep it clean. All this stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the kicker at the end. All this work For a low reimbursement insurance, which pays $150 for the filling, Mr. Bossman takes 30% of your production, and so your take home is $45. As you drive home, you question your life choices and wonder if you'd be happier doing real estate or cocaine and investment banking. There's some dentist humor for you. You want to say something meaningful to a dentist? You're doing all this work for low reimbursement insurance, which pays like $150 for the filling. If you're dealing with somebody, they probably wouldn't have a boss man taking 30%. But you might say your take home is $45. As you drive home, you question your life choices and wonder, would you be happier doing real estate or cocaine and investment banking? Again, so many great answers. Patients think if you don't do any work on their teeth, your fee shouldn't exist. That probably goes right hand in hand with this stuff. So you want to write great copy for dentists? Put those right. Patients think we have zero overhead costs, thinking if you don't do any work on their teeth, your advice checkup fee shouldn't exist. All this work for low reimbursement insurance, which pays $150 for the filling. Your take home is $45. As you drive home, you question your life choices and wonder if you'd be happier doing real estate or cocaine and investment banking. Then, when you introduce your solution, you could say, is there a better way? Yes! And then you can put details of your thing here. All right, so let me show you 2 more ways of doing this, just so you guys really get your head around this. But there's so many good examples of, is being a dentist really that hard? Again, here's a 14 dental school debt sucks. You can talk about all these things in your copy. Be honest. Is it worth it becoming a dentist today? I love my job, but there's easier and less expensive way to make it. Overall, it's very promising. It's very rewarding. But if you hate working with patients and doing dentistry, then you'll hate your life regardless of how much money you make. Being a dentist is slowly killing me. Again, 413 upvotes. You want to see what sucks about being a dentist? It's all right here. You don't even have to go to the comments. Already upvoted to oblivion. So another way you can do this, by the way, and I'll try and show you a real-life example that we did. Amazon. We have a friend in our mastermind. He helps people learn languages. Let's just see. And I'm actually in the process of learning Spanish, so let's just see what comes up. Easy Spanish. Complete Spanish. This one has 6,700 and something reviews. Let's just look and see what comes up. I have no idea. I haven't done this homework. But we're going to go to the reviews, and again, we're going to look for reviews that got a whole bunch of upvotes. Not just what I was looking for. 360 people found this helpful. This was what I was looking for to supplement Rosetta Stone Spanish. My 9th grade daughter was using RS, but not really retaining much or getting solid in the grammar. To her, RS is too vague. Plus, she was constantly using Google Translate to figure out what they wanted. So I was looking to find a textbook approach with English instructions and grammar exercises. So there you go. Like a certain percentage of people who are learning Spanish want to supplement Rosetta Stone and learn grammar and stuff. And if you position your thing as that, you're going to write great copy. 5 stars for structure. Again, all this stuff is really useful. 370 upvotes. You can steal little bits and pieces of this and write sizzling hot copy. You can also come up with sizzling hot copy, by the way, from the 1 star, all the things they hated about these things. We did this, by the way, just to give you an example, and somebody said, I had to learn this language really fast because I moved to a new country and my job depends on it, and I have about 90 days to become really good at this language. So what we did is made a whole product that was based on like learn this really fast in 90 days if you move somewhere. And again, it had like 50 or 60 upvotes or something like that. So the last place you can do this, by the way, is good old-fashioned Facebook groups. So let's just, for example, see if we can find something about e-commerce. Well, let's just pick this one. Whatever. This is a group I frequent a lot. The owner's name is Jeff Miller, really cool dude. We can search. Let's just pretend we were trying to work with agency owners. Worst part of running an agency. Oh, there's me, by the way. Most annoying part of running an agency. Again, 95 comments. Which ones are we going to pay attention to, by the way? The ones that get upvoted to oblivion. So let's just click on it. So this one has clients that don't call back their leads in a timely manner. Ooh, right? So by the way, you guys are going to see me use this exact strategy because I'm going to use a post. Scam artists within the industry, clients, tight deadlines. When potential client says, well, we'll test with insert extremely low budget so you can prove yourself, I simply decline and move on. What a waste of time. There are lots of annoying things about running an agency. Clients, employees, platforms, technology, taxes. But then why do you do it? Clients expecting quick results. Regarding the quality of leads. So quality of leads, that's a real thing. Clients are assholes and get bad reviews online because they treat their customers like crap and expect you to wave your magic wand and make it go away. Chasing payments from clients. Right? So there are all kinds of stuff here we can use if we wanted to go into this market. In fact, I'm actually going to save this post because this is fucking gold for me, just so you guys know. I'm going to use this on you guys, so just so you guys know, I'm going to speak to these issues because I know they're real issues. So this is how you write the best copy of your life. And all you got to do is take the worst thing about being them and then position your solution around that thing. And you will crush it with copy, and you will not write more than a sentence or two about how cool your solution is. So if I was writing an ad, it could look like this. Dentist. Sound familiar. Whoops. By the way, I got to get a new computer. My M key stopped working, but it's probably not enough of annoyance that I need to run out the door. Sound familiar. Patients think we have zero overhead costs. Patients thinking if you don't do any work on their teeth, your advice checkup fee shouldn't exist. All this work for a low reimbursement insurance with pays like $150 for the filling. Your take home is $45. As you drive home, you question your life choices and wonder if you'd be happier doing real estate or cocaine and investment banking. Is there a better way? Yes! My solution. The reason why this works, by the way, is because they've already demonstrated and proven to respond to this. And when you understand that, it's just sizzling copy, and it is the unfair advantage. I learned this from Jay Abraham, by the way. He was talking to me in person and told me that he charges between $100,000 and $250,000 for one sales letter. And here's the kicker. Not only does he charge that much for the sales letter, he also charges royalties for every sale you make on top of it. And I said, holy cow, how do you write these things? Are you just a genius? And he said, no, I go to Amazon.com and I read all the positive 5-star reviews and 1-star reviews, and I look for the ones that are really upvoted. And then I make a list. Here's all the 1-star things this product will prevent you from having to deal with, and here's all the 5-star things it'll help you do. And then I write my sales letter based off of that. And it's already things people have proven to respond to. And I realized it was genius, and I just took this principle a little farther. So you guys get a big thank you to our man, Brad Spencer, for sharing this. But I wanted to show you this works in any niche. You want to know the hardest, the worst thing about being in their biz. And then you go to these places. I guess it's a little bit out of order, but you just listen and you just pay attention to what gets upvoted to oblivion, and then you just feed it back to them. In fact, every time I do a lawyer presentation, I say, how many of you guys feel like the worst part of being a lawyer? By far are the clients, not the good clients who have reasonable expectations, who listen to your advice and take it as the learned analysis of a professional. I don't mean those people. I mean the clients who are in this on principle or think they know the law better than you or just want to make them hurt. I had to memorize this, by the way, because I've used it a lot in person and I don't have notes to go off of. But that's how you use it. And they would say, me, that's exactly it. That's the worst part of being a lawyer. Well, let me show you really quickly a new way to get only the good clients who have reasonable expectations and to push away all the bad clients who are in this on principle or just think they know the law better than you or just want to make somebody else hurt. So I hope that's super helpful to you. I know you guys will have some questions. Try it out. When you do this, you may not find the answer the very first time that you do it, but trust me, you will. And it is badass when you find it because your copy will get instantly better and you'll start speaking the language of your customer in their own words. And that's good. Very, very good. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. I hope that training's useful. May the force be with you.